Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the SBHL podcast. Hot and cold, baby, we're back. I'm your host, ThaLastDance, the one and only. We have a lot to talk about. We have some big trades that happen and some things that just boiled over and went a little too far. We also have some dominant performances from some teams the last week. And we have some not so dominant performances and probably a couple teams we can count on in the playoffs at this point. So let's jump right in. Leading your league, as you guys have already seen the power rankings as of now, New Jersey Devils on top, followed by the Predators, Calgary Flames, and Kraken. All those teams, those last three teams, Nashville, Calgary, and Seattle, all of them have the chance and are in contention for that number one spot. I would say don't sleep on Boston, right? Boston's right there at 18, 12, and 2. They're following the pack at 5. But in all seriousness, like they really do have a shot to win this thing. Not the whole cup. No. They're not my pick. But they do have a chance to, make it to that next level and maybe surpass the Seattle Kraken, maybe even the Flames, and maybe if they're touching, if they win a couple games straight and they beat Nashville in some head-to-head games, they can pass Nashville. Obviously, taking out big teams like New Jersey, Seattle, putting some L's on their board would help. But they got to take advantage of playing the Dallas Stars, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Frankly, yeah, Dallas, we could probably count Dallas out of the playoffs at this point. We could probably count out Pittsburgh and Edmonton. No, I hate to say it. Vancouver right now is just missing the cut by looks like a couple games, 4 points. Not that bad. It's 2 wins. Again, head-to-head games with them. Vancouver could sneak into the playoffs. And then on your other side, I mean, New York is there. New York is 1 point behind Boston. So I mean, you could genuinely see Boston and New York trading if Boston puts some L's out there. Vegas could sneak in. They're tough. They're tough to judge. They're 10 points out, but they could sneak in. Um, yeah. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Edmonton, Dallas. Have a good season, y'all. Or rest of your season. Start stat padding, goals and shit. But let's move on to some player leaders. We got some big stuff happening. Total points leader. I think last time we talked about it was Moran. Yeah, he's not even top 5 anymore. So, Moran, what the fuck, man? Odev2 from Nashville has 66 total points this season, and it's still going up, right? Trailing him by 1 point, Teskey from Calgary, 65 total points. That dude's a dog. We've all known he's a dog. He's come into this league plenty of times. He's played a couple seasons here, and he's definitely taken this league by storm, and we've seen him. Following up 2 guys from Seattle, tied for that third place spot, Jordy and Sean BC. We'll see, obviously, at the end of this week how that all boils over, but they're tied at 61, and then following it up, but it is Brandon from Boston, 58 total points. Dude's been playing his heart out for Boston. He really is the only guy from Boston that seems like they're really doing much. Sorry. Looking at your goals leader, Teskey is going to lead the league in goals with 37, followed by Jordy from Seattle. Heatley from Nashville is with 34. There's Brandon in the 4th slot with 31 points, 31 goals, and then Evolved Phoenix on the Devils with 27. And funny enough, we don't even see our dominant player, Donnie Lau. Loser. In assists, Twilight leading the league with 39. Actually, I apologize. He is tied with Odev 2 as of right now with 39. Again, games were played the last night, tonight. Games were played tonight. This would be Tuesday. Games were played, so these have not been completely updated yet. Savnikov is going to follow up those 2 with a 38 assist performance from Seattle. And then tied for your 4th slot, your 4 and 5 are Ledvinka and No Pucks, both having a 36. Ledvinka on Nashville, No Pucks on Calgary. No Pucks, honestly, I'm looking at this. Like we talked about steals of the draft early. There's guys in here that are just steals. I think almost every single person. I don't see a lot of number 1 picks, or I'm sorry, first round picks in this, which is insane to me. Like those guys have been playing really well. Let's go down to our goalies because this is a big one I want to talk about. Edmonton's goalie Wutso has a 1 goals against average. I assume he's played very little games, and I think we need to figure out how to adjust, if we could, to adjust to what the minimum games is for not stats to get inputted, but stats to actually like count on the top 5. But I would say your true number 1 guy from Calgary, Razor, with a 1.88 goals against average. Following up him is DG Grims from Calgary as well. I think that dude's. I think both of those guys have been, 1A, 1B for the most part for Calgary. Razor obviously taking this by storm. I think Razor is your true Vezina winner. I've already said it. I've already stated it. And I think I'm fucking right. If I do get the chance to vote for that, I think Razor will be my vote. Razor has been playing extremely fucking well, and he deserves, all the stuff. I think he got a little shit on last season, I want to say. I think he got cut, or maybe it was Rask. One of those two got cut at the end of the season or something like that in the playoffs. Super weird scenario. And then following up, both of those Calgary goalies are the New Jersey Devil goalies, which is almost a given because of how dominant their team has been and how dominant their front 5 will be every single game. Those guys basically just have to stand there. You should take it from me. I was on that same team last year. Unless you played the Golden Seals last year or last season, and then you face 25 shots and only allow 1 goal. Shout out Joe K for getting stonewalled by me. Love you, Joe K. Your save percentage leader is Razor with an 87%. GG Grims following it up. That's that Calgary duo right there with an 86.4. And then Wutso from Edmonton with an 8.57. Actually tied with the Dallas ECUG, who must have played a really good game recently, having an 85.7 as well. And then Dr. Wally for New Jersey at an 88.40. And a boy. Your total wins leader is King Wool out of Nashville. So he is playing a heave of games, and he is getting wins. But there's your guy. There's my guy. There's Razor. And then Sprint Car, actually, from Calgary with 9 wins. Following up them, Super Big Kid from New Jersey and TG 805228. You got to get a new gamer tag, dude. It's so fucking goofy. But from the Rangers with 9. Shutouts tied for number 1, Super Big Kid from New Jersey and Razor, Calgary. Vancouver has 2 guys on that board. It's Loco and Buizo both have 1, and then R8 Barisi from Vegas with 1. Pretty good stuff there. To Sunday's games, there's an Edmonton goalie there with a 1, or I'm sorry, yeah, there's a Boston goalie with a shutout, beating Edmonton 1-0, which is fucking weird. Okay, Edmonton apparently sucks. New Jersey taking down Toronto 5-1. Nashville handling the Rangers 4-1. Vancouver absolutely stomping Dallas 9-2. Vegas taking down the Flames 6-2. Seattle taking down Pittsburgh. But I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about last night's games because last night's games are interesting. To start off, that's what I'm talking about. Vancouver's kind of sneaky. Vancouver could sneak in a couple spots if they continue to get wins like this. 6-5 over the Rangers, in real time, right? In regular time, no overtime there. But 6-5 win, that's a big win for Vancouver. Like those are those games that those are. I want to say there's must-win games, and then there's games that are going to put you over the edge. And Vancouver beating New York is definitely a win that puts you over the edge. That's going to give you the most bang for your buck. That's what's going to give you, that hard-headedness to win that game, or to win your spot in the playoffs. And I think Vancouver definitely has a chance to get there. Boston throttles Pittsburgh 5-1. Seattle and Vegas going at it 9-6. High scoring affair over there. That's why you don't see any. Cracking goalies up there. Oh, I know those boys wish I was not retired for Shell 25, but sorry, Dom. All right. New Jersey absolutely handles the Dallas Stars 8-3 last night. Nashville fucking, yeah, Edmonton showed up for maybe. Edmonton showed up. I don't know if they sat on the bench the whole game and put the old CPUs out there, but 12-4 is a game. Final in OT. Toronto gets a 1-0 win over Calgary. So Calgary is dropping some weird fucking games here, though, guys. Like when Calgary loses, they're losing some weird fucking games. Like you don't lose 6-2 versus Vegas, right? You don't lose 1-0 versus Toronto. No offense to Toronto, who is a team that you can say could sneak in the playoffs, or if they keep winning, to stick in. But like Calgary doesn't drop those games. It must be a second or third line. I know they went for some depth guys. I think they pretty much went for depth guys in the free agency drafts, but 1-0. Vegas is going to handle Pittsburgh pretty easily. They're 7-2. Calgary is going to bounce back after their loss to Toronto, and they're going to absolutely throttle Vancouver 5-2. I'm going to say throttle 5-2 because honestly, on a stat sheet, 5-2 it's a big win in hockey. I mean, 7-2, 5-2, not too much of a difference there. It's 2 goals, whatever. But 5-2 win. Calgary is going to get themselves back in the win column there. Toronto actually goes 2-0 last night. 4-2. They take on Edmonton. So they take their big win game over Calgary, and then they go in and they handle Edmonton and Koski and all them guys. Dallas drops the game, obviously. 8-1, Boston. Those are the must-win games. Dallas, Edmonton, Pittsburgh. Those are your must-win games. We got a big old head-to-head right here. New Jersey and New York. The battle of the border, or whatever the fuck. What is that? Is there a certain name for that? Comment, like fucking message me. Tell me what the fuck that is. Put it in the Gen chat or whatever. But 5-4, the battle of boroughs. I mean, if we had the Islanders, I could say battle of the boroughs. But 5-4. New Jersey takes down New York in OT, 5-4. That's a New Jersey Devil win right there. But it shows they can be beat, right? Whether it's the second line, third line, whatever, they can be beat. You just got to put in enough work. New York just couldn't hang on to it enough. And then to wrap out all of our games, Nashville, for being number 2 on the sheet, man, for being number 2 in the power ranking, Seattle takes them down 10-5. An absolute smoke show. Still not 6 goals, so it's an L for the Seattle column, but in the SBHL column, Seattle gets a win there. Fuck you, Dom. That shit's so funny. Looking at actually our entire Discord, you guys have been so amazing this entire season about keeping, your guys' selves in check. And we do have 18 out of 20 boosts right now, almost to that boost goal. So I'm not saying get a boost in there, but like if you got the time or the money, go ahead and knock that out. Big things I want to talk about. Honestly, huge things. We had a couple guys leave. Obviously, we've had some big guys leave the chat, or leave the league after being traded or something of that nature. We had a couple guys, request trades that just didn't go through, so they got kind of released and then signed wherever they wanted to, or spun the wheel, or however that worked. And then we have some other big things coming up. So NHL 26 is right around the corner. We all know that. Probably at the end of the month or beginning of September, we're going to have NHL 26. We're going to have our big league. I know LG is going to have a big thing going on for their league and all that. And people are going to be grinding out their bills to try to get that ready. So please, 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 please grind out your builds, play your pubs when the game first comes out, go get your fucking stats up, go get your shit up so we have some, some real stuff. The game is going to be different. It's going to be same but different. So what I'm going to say is I want you guys to realistically go out there and play as much as you can with the guys. Try and play with the guys in the league, make some friends, maybe make some enemies, play with some of these owners and some of these, management guys so we can get to know who you are, because I would love to be able to speak with you guys personally. If you guys see me on and if I'm playing hockey or whatever, you need like a goalie or even a defenseman or winger at this point, fucking hit me up, man. I'm always down to play, and I really do want to play with you guys and be able to connect with you guys so I know who I'm talking to, right? Like, Donnie Lau's kind of a piece of shit. I've talked to him on the mic maybe once. I think he made fun of somebody's lisp. It was fucking hilarious. But like, dude's the total fucking loser. Just a pylon on the ice. Not even top 5 in stats. You can't talk all that shit, be top 5 in stats, and then drop off. Another thing. I want to do a little reflect right now. Let's do a little bit of reflecting. Oh, it's not in here. Can I find it? It's the real question. Because I do want to try and find there's standings and stats. Oh God, what am I doing? I want to go find our draft. Draft. The draft symposium, draft auditorium. I want to view it because I want to go back and I kind of want to do a little wrap up of our guys who I think we got, some of these guys that are going to be, your steals of the draft. I want to give a couple shout outs to some people. Let's see if I can't find a big one that is just an absolute. Oh, fucking Odev is a fucking GM or some shit. Weirdo. Here we go. Probably a big one right now. Dirac Blaze, honestly. I don't see anything wrong with him necessarily. He might not be like the best goaltender in the league, but you know what? Drafted in the 10th round, he's bounced around a little bit, but he's got a decent season. He's had a good enough season. Dweezy, he's also been somebody that was taken in the 10th round that just kind of is there. I think if I'm not mistaken, he is still on New Jersey. Again, could be totally mistaken, but he must be playing pretty decent. Donnie Lau was taken in the 9th round. So realistically, Donnie Lau actually had himself a decent season, and Donnie Lau did produce for a couple weeks there. Obviously not the entire way you'd want him to, but where are we at? Sprint car. I was at the 9th rounder. Sprint car. I mean, he's in the top 5 in goalie stats, man. He is somebody that you get in the 8th round, 9th round, 10th round, and you're like, fuck it, throw him out there. Nobody knows who he is. So that's another guy I want to just give a shout out to. King Wall. How about that boy? Taken at the beginning of the 9th round. Slipped. Most wins in the league. Dog. Arf. You know what I mean? I'll give him a bark for old time's sake. Sir McPhister. He is in that plus minus. He's in one of the top guys in the plus minus. Semi Wilson demanded a trade. So there's that guy. Who else we got here? Ooh, round 8 round 8 might have been the worst round. I'm looking at it. Round 8 might have been the fucking worst round besides Mick Pfister, realistically. And Mick Pfister is a part of our league management team. Shout out him. He's been doing a great job with his shit and answering. Round 7, Marco Effect. How about Marco being an absolute team player for Calgary, having a great time? Again, one of those guys that is on the top. That's a great one to have on your team. Your round 6 guys, Tree Beats. I think he's just been playing pretty decently. Christ Monrico is always somebody I like to shout out because he did have a great season with New Jersey last year. I hope he's having a great time on Boston. Probably not. Who else we got in here? Haven't heard Parkwood's name in a minute from Seattle. I don't know if Parkwood left the league. I don't know if Parkwood is dead to the world or something. But Parkwood he just hasn't shown up. I'd be chilling. Shout out New Jersey from last year. Round 6 also produced maybe like 2 guys. Oh my fucking God. Brandon, you dog. You were a 5th rounder, you disgusting little slut. You weren't even a fucking top line pick. You were like, fuck it. Let's just grab this dude. Attaboy. Reaper with a decent pick himself. Where are we at here? Yeah, just really round 6. Oh my God. Fuck it. Brandon. Dog. Oh shit. Also a 5th rounder. Nope, that's not the right guy. Is it? That's not the right guy. It is J. Ross Jordy. Round 5 guy. GT Coop. I hope he's having a good time in Calgary. If he's still there. Darth Beaver, the steal of the draft. Not even on the fucking leaderboards. So, how about Albies? Pretty sure he got traded. Yikes. Buizo. He's on those top 5 guys. Buizo's been doing his thing. I appreciate he got traded, but Buizo. Round 4 guys. For Fruity going in the 4th round. I know he's been moved to Toronto. Shout out him. Moran is not there. Yeah, dude. I mean, realistically, there. I would say if I had to pick, I think Brandon might be the steal of the draft this last year. Or no, Kingwall. I'm saying it. Kingwall. I'm gonna be a goalies guy. Kingwall is the steal of this last draft as of right now. We will obviously revisit this after the cup and after everything when New Jersey wins the cup. That's my guess. New Jersey's going to back to back that shit, and then next season, they're not going to own. I'm just kidding. I have no idea if that's true. It'll be NHL 26, so we have no idea how the game could play. You know, there could be a couple of these guys that are just, you know, Moran not playing tonight, which sucks because the dude's been, you know, pretty decent for Seattle. I think he's kind of fallen off a cliff, but you know, we're hoping to see him back. Potato Gnocchi. I forgot he's on the Dallas Stars. And then, yeah, you guys, I want to hear from you guys in the upcoming, you know, within this next, you know, couple months, like couple weeks that we have left with NHL 25. I want you guys to reach out to, you know, your management guys or some of these guys when NHL 26 drops and you get all that and you grind out your builds, right? I want to see your best builds, 1. 2, I want to see what you guys are going to be running. And 3, I want to see if you guys switch positions at all. Because, like, there's a possibility. I'm not saying I'm going to switch to defense, but if goalie sucks in 26, man, I'm about to be the number 1 defenseman in the league. Other than that, guys, you know, we have the you know what? I'll go over the power rankings one last time. Let's give a big shout out. We're gonna go over the power rankings. Holy shit! The power rankings actually are a little bit misstrewn, I think. New Jersey, number 1. Nashville goes up a spot to number 2. Calgary down a spot to number 3. New York, you guys go up 2 spots, number 4. Hopefully, you know, at the end of this week, maybe you guys get up to 3 or 2. You know, New York may be having a little surge. Seattle drops to 5, or stays at 5, I should say. Boston drops down 2 to 6. I feel like Seattle's getting no love, considering they are in the same, you know, they're on New Jersey's tail for a minute. I think they're like 6 points, or I think they're like 8 points behind, 9 points behind. I can go look, but I'm not going to. Toronto, Vegas, Vancouver all stay. Pittsburgh goes up 2 spots from last in the league to 3rd in the last. Edmonton stays at 11th, and Dallas has now regained that 12th man spot. Dallas sucks. Edmonton sucks. Koski was talking all that shit week 1. I wonder what he's up to now. Everybody in the chat, shame Koski. Shame. Other than that, guys, I don't have a lot much more to talk about. You guys have been stellar this season. It's been a great time, you know, working for you guys and working with y'all. And I'm really hoping that in the future here we can get ourselves a. I'm really hoping that in the future here we can get ourselves a good little bit of you know, some more tighter knit games. I want to see some games that are going to be a little tighter knit, and I can't wait for playoffs to start to be able to narrate that and be able to go over that. Also in 26, we are going to have an API in the league. That is a huge thing that we're just going to, I'm just going to drop. Obviously, you guys already know, but we're going to have an API. Thank you to shout out somebody. Tom, Grandpa can probably put his name in the chat, but shout out him for donating that money for us to get that API. If you do wish to donate anything to the league, I would recommend reaching out to the management team, and we will send you some. We will send you the code so that we can get our little, you know, our little name out there. Other than that, though, guys, I don't have a lot much more for you. It's been a kind of a quiet week. I know I've been quiet in the chat, not really saying much, not really doing much. You know, y'all been at it, just playing hockey, and it's beautiful, and we love it here at the SBHL, especially the management team. You guys have been very nice, very clean. And, you know, it's been very quiet, very clean hockey you guys have been playing. But yeah, You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. This will be posted on Tuesday, the 19th. And I'm hoping I'm going to plan for next episode to be coming out by Sunday. I'm going to plan for it. If it sucks, I know I haven't been consistent and it's been rough. I've been a very busy guy. If you guys did not know, I am in the American military, so it is very a busy schedule, and then the weekends are like my only time off. So I kind of do this in between. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to just, I'm glad that we're doing this journey. I'm glad I can get hot and cold out to you guys. Oh, haha, totally forgot about this. OG Cheeves. I know I was supposed to have a podcast with him. I'm still planning on doing it. It didn't happen tonight, and it didn't happen this week, and I understand, or this past week, and I understand that. OG Cheeves, him and I will get a pod going, but I want you guys. I'm gonna post it, but I want you guys to vote for who you want. Right? If everybody wants Joe K, or everybody wants Odev 2, or everybody wants, Moran, or what's that cat's name? Donnie Lau. Like, let's do whoever at this point. I think a big guy I do want to get on here. Shout out Brandon. I know I've talked about you a lot today, my brother, but I do want to get you on as my vote for the steal of the draft. Brandon, 58 points for Boston, 31 goals, just an absolute dog. Other than that, Odav, I would love to have you on as our points leader and our, tied for first with assists. I'd love to have you on, my man. Teskey, you are another guy I'd like to speak to. And then shout out Razor. I'm definitely getting Razor on the pod. He's just been having a stellar season. I think he deserves that as a goalie. I think I deserve to have a goalie on. I am a goalie. I will bring my boy Razor on. So I will get that going for you guys. But I'm going to do a big mass vote. We're going to absolutely vote for a human being to come on this pod, and we're going to have a great fucking time this next week. So shout out, look out for that. God, the support for this has been amazing, but please subscribe to the channel, guys, and like the video below, and throw in the comments section of the YouTube video who you guys want to see. Whoever has the most votes or the most, the most names I see, that's the guy we're going to get on. So shout out to you guys as a whole. You guys have been great this season. I appreciate you guys, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening.